Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about this kind of idea I have about heaven and hell, and it's different from the conventional that you get of heaven and hell. The conventional ideas, conventional understanding. Catholics have it as there's a heaven, there's a hell, and maybe there's just like purgatory in between there. And some people think of it as kind of like, well, there's heaven, and that's above us, and then there's hell, and that's below us. And I don't think they actually physically think of it as hell being below, physically. Not since the world is flat ideas, not since the days of those ideas, if people actually believed along those lines. But you definitely get this idea about heaven and hell as places, as two different like kingdoms, one that God set up to be amazing and perfect for everybody, and the other one that God set up to be like horrible for everybody. But this idea I have is basically that heaven is eternity. It's when you actually get to enter in and see all the truth that is eternity. And that hell is when you die and all you ever get to encounter is the justice of God. That you go, you die, after living your life, you commit sin, obviously, and you don't accept the forgiveness for sins through Christ. And so then when you die, that sin is still a part of your soul. It's still a part of who you are, and God can't ignore that because He's just. So when you die, you get burnt. The sin, instead of getting burnt away from you, like it would if you accepted the forgiveness, burns within you. It burns as part of you. Therefore, you're burning. Like literally, whatever essence you have is burning away, which is torturous. It's like you're going to weep, you're going to gnash your teeth, everything is going to be horrible for you. But that it's the same force. And that's where my idea clashes with what most people say. They say, well, God has this amazing presence, right? And then over in hell, He reserves them from His amazing presence and only burns them. He tortures them. He separates them from Himself. But I don't think it's a separation from God. I think it's a limitation of your view of God. It's like all you can see, because that's what you come up against, is the justice of God, because it's in His light. It's like His presence is this radiating light that, because it has justice in it, burns anything bad that comes in contact with it, which obviously is everything, because it's eternity. So when you die, for these people that have accepted the forgiveness, it's amazing. It's like, holy crap, I was made for this. This is the most perfect thing I've ever encountered in my life. God, I love you. And you just sing His praises eternally. And otherwise, you never get to experience the true presence of God. Not because God reserves it from you. Not because God puts you over in this other little cage, right? But because the sin inside you means that all you can ever feel, because it burns the crap out of you, is that sensation, as the justice of God. That's as far as you get. So I mean, if you want to turn it into a place-wise, you could almost think of heaven as like maybe like a sphere, and that outer layer is like, that's as far as you get. I mean, technically you're in eternity, but you're at the edges being burnt or something. And in the Bible, you see things that I think support this. The idea that it is fire makes a lot of sense in terms of burning, but that's kind of a conventional idea of what happens when sin is burnt away. But I mean, there's a lot of different ways you could think about that, and all of them are in the Bible, and it's pretty cool, because you take our conventional, when you get rid of something, what do? Oh, well, you burn it, or you disintegrate it, or whatever. You make it into nothing, but really we're making it into carbon, and there is no carbon in eternity. And it's like people, they don't have like this molecular structure. So what do you have? What is this, when you're getting rid of something, what happens? Well, let's see, you could and God's trying to communicate this to us, right? He's trying to, how can I say this to them? Be like, okay, well, you could say maybe something like, just cast them into a lake of fire, because they understand fire as this destructive force, you know. So, anyways, it's just an opinion, and I'm not sure if I said this before, but I'm not sure of the practical applications of it. I don't really think there are very many, at least not for not for the world. But yeah, post your comments, and I'll be happy to like look at them and put some other comments in there. Have some little, dialogue back and forth. Yeah, I'm a loser, but anyways, see ya.